Hello, everybody. Show you some Tribal Wars today. I'm not doing this live, I'm recording it. Because Tribal Wars could be very boring, but this is how you play Tribal Wars. I used to play this years ago, and I seen it was on Steam, so I figured I'll give it another go. I just attacked the village. I did a stream one time. I only had, I think 3 villages back then. But all the yellow dots are me. Um, so I'm in this village right now. I just sent an attack to this village. This one I just got from the guy. And this is another one. And they both had like a lot of defense in it. And defense in the game is the swords and the spears. Your axeman is offensive guys. So there's 3 types of foot soldiers: spears, swords, axes. You also got archers too in some worlds. But the white horses are scouts. The brown horses are light cavalry. They're offensive. They use up 4 spaces, 4 population spaces. Then you got the heavy cavalry, the black horses. They take up 6 guys, and they could be offense or defense, but they're like 6 people each in your population. Each village is limited to a certain population, like 2,400 or 24,000 is the most a village can hold, unless you upgrade it somehow. You can get bonuses and stuff. But then we got the rams, and those are 5 villagers. They're only used to break down walls. The catapults break down all the other buildings in a village, but you generally don't want to use them if you're going to take the village. Those are more of like a trolling type thing. If you want to bash somebody's village down to rubble, then you use catapults. The next guy is a paladin. Those are like a special soldier that you can give all your other soldiers special abilities, like increase their attacking strength or their defensive strength. And the last one with the crown is a noble, and those soldiers are very expensive. They take up 100 population each, and it takes 3 or 4, sometimes 5 hits from a noble, a separate noble attacks on a village to change it. For instance, this village, when I attacked it, I attacked it with just my offensive guys. I don't use any defensive guys to attack with. You just want to use your offensive guys. I send 1 scout just to get a report. But I killed all the defensive guys in his village there and all his scouts and bashed the wall down so that my nobles can go in and start to decrease the loyalty. The loyalty is what changes the villages, right? So one, two, three I sent to see if it gets flipped, because sometimes they can flip them with just 3 noble attacks. You don't need 4. Most of the times you need 4, but sometimes you only need 3. And since the village was close, I sent 3, and I seen it got close, but it didn't flip it. So I sent another one, and I ended up winning. You know, he had swords building up in his queue, like his barracks was making swordsmen. So every time I sent an attack, he was making more and more swordsmen. And now that I took it, I just look at my village overview. I just figure leave the swordsmen in the barracks. See? Making swordsmen, spears, and swords. My apple fritter. There's my profile. The villages kind of look like donuts, and I like donuts. So all my villages are named after donuts so far. Doesn't really matter what you name your villages. But anyway, let me look at the reports. I just attacked this guy. Alright, I killed all those guys. I thought I was gonna lose all my guys and I'd have to send another attack with my nobles, but I could send a train right in there. Nice. So let me, first of all, my paladin died. And I want to put it in my main village here. Because I got the academy. This academy is where you train your nobles. I got 3 nobles. I need to make one more. But I would also like to put the dead paladin here. Revive. And it takes 3.5 hours to revive it. But for 10 premium points, this is how the game makes money. You buy premium points. It's really handy to have a premium account with a loot assistant. You don't really need an account manager until you get like a lot of villages, because managing hundreds of villages can be annoying and confusing, and the account manager helps. But when you first start out and you only have like, a dozen villages, 20 villages, you could do them manually. It's no big deal. Of course, there's a lot of, pay-to-wins and tryhards out there that don't mind spending a lot of money in this game, but I spend a little bit to be competitive, with the manager and stuff. And I'll spend 10 points to chop that in half. So she'll be ready to go in 2 hours. And I will send her with my axemen and my light cavalry. And I'll be able to conquer this other village, which I have a lock on. See a little lock right here? It says Noble Claim, made by ProHuman. And that lets everybody in my tribe know that, I'm taking this village. You can see these other villages have locks on them. They're made by other people in my tribe. And also, I could see locks on Allied tribe. This is our Allied tribe. This is my buddy, Gone. He was, I think the one video I have where I streamed, I was in my the little tribe I made, a freshly baked tribe, where he joined. It was just me and him. And these guys that we joined started attacking us, and we started swinging back and started beating them up and clearing. And we was recruited into their tribe, and it's been going pretty good. All the blue is our tribe. If you're looking at the map over here, or mini map, it gives you a broader look at this world. This is World 74. And it starts in the middle, and as people join, the rim gets bigger and bigger, right? Like when I joined, this was, where is it at? Plain Donut. Where is it at? That's the glazed one. Plain Donut. That's the white one that I got. This village here, right here, was the village I started in. So I was right on the edge of the rim, right here. And as time going by, now it's out to here. Like, if you join this world, if you sign up for Tribal Wars, and it's free to join, free to play. Like I said, if you want to choose to spend money, you get yourself some premium points. Gives you a little edge on people who don't. But that's how this game works. I've been catting this guy down too. Look. This Mr. Jolly, the tribe was trying to get him to help in wars, and instead of helping him, he was nobling a bunch of low point barbs and stuff and just like ignoring his tribe. So when I joined, they asked if I would help them eliminate this guy, and I put together an op, and we all claimed his villages and started attacking them, and we conquered a bunch, but he has a few villages that nobody really wanted because they were so low points. It's a cluster of villages, I mean, but I'll farm them. I mean, 1, 2, 3, these ones right here, they're right above me. I'm the yellow, and these 3 right here are his. So I've been catting them down. See, sending attacks at him, breaking his headquarters down here, and then I did it to his barracks and busted his barracks down. So if he had like troops being made, they wouldn't be being made anymore. And then I did it again to the smithy. Let's see. That one beat up the stable. See, now he's got like a shitty village. And you don't want to cut down your clay pit, the iron mine, or the timber camp, or the warehouse. I'm going to attack his farm next. His wall and his farm got to go. And his market, he's still got a market. But yeah, you want to save the timber, the clay, and the iron in the warehouse, because that is the resources that the village generates. There goes his rally point. There goes his statue. See? Getting less and less. My paladin found a new book. That's nice. There's that big attack I just did to clear this big village. It's a decent village. $9,000 points. From what I heard, the guy is supposed to be semi-active. Not really playing much anymore. And the tribe leader of this tribe and our allied tribe and our brother tribe, they're like smaller than us, but it's an extra 10 guys that we can use to swap people out. Like when you're defending and you lose all your troops, you can go into that other one to kind of, rebuild since you're not very helpful, and then swap out with somebody that does have troops and can be helpful, because you can only support people in your tribe. If I'm getting attacked, only these blue dots can support me. So if this guy, was supporting somebody getting attacked and he loses all his troops, he can't support me anymore. So we would put him into the light blue people. And then this person would come into our tribe and be blue, because then they would be able to support me, And if I was attacked again and he lost his support by that time, hopefully somebody else, will have troops built up and can rejoin the tribe, like recycling the members of the tribes with troops. It's a good idea. There's a lot of work you got to do to manage a tribe. Kudos to the leaders. It takes time to do the planning. I gotta train another nobleman. Let me go to my market and request. A request from him. Can't believe they survived, man. I got some survivors. I was expecting to lose them all. I must have had good luck. Let me look at that report again. Yeah, 16% luck. That luck really helps. Holy crap. When I ran the numbers in the simulator, I would have lost everything here. I was prepared to lose them all, because I had that second nuke with my nobles. That's why I transferred my paladin down to this village, this glazed donut village, from my plain donut. And I wanted to kill it with this nuke. And then send this one, because there's a lot of guys here with my 4 nobles. That's what I wanted to do. So goody, I like luck. I didn't lose them all. My paladin's pretty badass. Like, she's got level 4 books and everything in offense. I could read one of these books, but I don't want to. I have one, but I'll save it for my newest paladin, Mr. Coffee. Well, he's at home. He needs to be trained. See how his is flashing? I was waiting for him to be level 8. So that's the one I want to use the book on. Oh, and he's got another one of these too. Yeah. So I have 2 offensive paladins and 1 defensive paladin. See, they're all maxed out. I only want to use one of these because I'm going to put all 4 into here. I like the instruction bonus. I like the persuasion bonus too, but later in the game. Really helps on those long noble trains, Right now, we're just nobling villages close to us, in clusters. But when you start getting hundreds of villages, you start reaching out pretty far in all directions. This guy here was in the same tribe as this guy, and they were aliens. Well, actually, he was in an academy tribe of aliens. Aliens was the bigger tribe, and their academy tribe was called Watts or what or whatever. And there was a third guy that we wiped out. Let me show you. This is what I want. Dumb ads. Alright, so this is my Tribal Wars stats page. If you look at Conquers, I notice I don't conquer barbs. I know a lot of people like to conquer these little barbarian villages next to them because they're eager to conquer something. But building villages is very expensive. It takes a long time. It's better to use your nobles, which are very expensive and hard to get, to conquer good villages. You want to... this one was 5,000. The next one I'm conquering is 9,000. Theirs was another 9,000. And this guy had one was, 4,000, which at the time I think that's, a little less than what I had. I had like a 4,000 village or something by then. Or maybe it was a 5,000 point. I don't know. But it was around the same area because this is when we were new. So that was the first guy. When we first joined this tribe, they were worried about him attacking into them. So I put together an op for him and helped take him out. And this guy here, he was the one that was ignoring everybody and was just nobling a bunch of barbs on his own without supporting anybody in the tribe or helping to attack anybody in the wars that they were having. He was a real selfish, dumb player, and he was conquering like 100-point barbs, being dumb. So I helped put together an op on him. And then this guy, the aliens broke up. They fell apart, and the crappier people, I guess, went to Titan. This is just what I've been being seen in the tribes. I'm just, another soldier. I'm not part of the leadership and the planning of the world politics and diplomatic aspect of this world. Yeah. You could tell by my ODA I've been beating people up. I haven't been attacked too much, but I'm ready for that. I got defense, guys. And my tribe members, there are a lot of defense. I remember when I joined, it was like I was one of their only guys with offense because they were all building defense. And I got the philosophy that the best defense is a good offense. I keep enough offense to snipe with. I know how to snipe. I know how to stack and snipe. I know how to activate wards. I know how to back time. You know, you better be careful you attack me. You arrive back at home, you might find, you know, my attacking force landing on your doorstep 1 second after your guys get home, you know? Better stack your attacking villages. I know what I'm doing. Used to play this. Was good at this a long time ago. But it's a fun game, you know? You sit around, chilling. What I should be doing, if I wasn't attacking right now, I should be farming. I guess I could farm a little bit from here. This is what the loot assistant does. You set up these templates. Like I got one that's 1 scout and 5 light cavalry. Light cavalry has a good carrying capacity. Like if you look at the light cavalry, it says carrying capacity is 80, and they're real fast. The only thing faster than light cavalry is scouts, and they're just a little bit faster. So you know the horses go pretty fast. And my other template is just a scout, because if you don't know, and so what you do is you set those templates up, and you start sending out. This one must be new. So I'll send a scout to this village. It says last attack, and I have a dot there. That means I attacked it before. So those are in my loot assistant. This is another new village. I have never attacked this village. That's strange. See, I'll send 5 things there. I want to report on all these villages. So you look around and you make sure all the villages, the barbarian villages, the unowned villages around you, you have in your loot assistant. If you don't, you're doing it wrong. And it's been a while since I looked around up here. See all these villages? These are brand new villages that are popping up near the rim up here. Right? Oh, I already have a report on that one. See? All like that. All these I got because these are older villages. I don't have that one. Damn, I don't have this one either. Got reports, got reports, got reports. Alright. So anyway, loot assistant. We'll send them out there. See, it tells you the loot assistant calculates from the last time you hit it. That's why I want the reports on it. So it knows the building levels of the pits. It calculates that and the time. And it tells you what it should have if you sent this many out to that village. You'll be able to get all the resources. That's what C is. A and B are the templates you made. See, A's grayed out because I'm out of LC. So let me refresh this. So now it's just sending automatically 21 there, because by the time these guys get there, if nobody else hit it, it'll scoop up everything. And you won't waste, like, you won't waste sending too many, and you won't waste your time by sending too little. Because you got to think, all these other people around me, if they're active, they're doing the same thing. They're farming. They're sending their, buggies out. This is going to take 133, and I only have 58 left, so I'll skip that one. That's good enough. We'll change villages to the cinnamon donut. I got 100 horses here. I'll send those out. And I'll send those out. Yeah, I'm down to 10, so I'll just go to another village. We've got 300 in this one. We'll send 15 there, 10 there, 28. This is easy to do on the mobile app. You can get the mobile app for this game too. And if you have the loot assistant, which costs premium points, but not much. It's like a cheap add-on. You could just, farm it up. Open your loot assistant and just tap CC. C. Okay, I don't want to send these guys out because when I get a noble and my paladin's trained, I'm going to send this out. So I don't want to send my guys out because farming takes time. I don't want to send my, guys out to do stuff when I need them. That's all the farming troops I got. There's also something you could do. If you go to your rally point and go to scavenging, you can also send scavengers out. If you just start playing, I always suggest the first village be an offensive village. Be active and grow it fast and attack your neighbors. That's if you notice neighbors growing as fast as you, write to them. Try to establish a relationship to be helpful. And if you were to find out that they're not friendly or they're not as active as you, then just attack them. You want to make some defense. When you first start, it'll tell you to make spears and swords and scouts. Make all that stuff. You want to have, a couple hundred spears and swords when you start. But after you get either 300 to 500 spears and swords, start working on offense, on axemen. Make yourself like 50 scouts and start making some light cavalry as soon as possible. You got to level up your village high enough to make the light cavalry. But when you get to this stable made and you unlock this, doing the farming is way more efficient than scavenging. But if you do them both, it's even better. You do the farming with, your light cavalry. You do the scavenging with your foot soldiers. So, if I clicked on my axes, when you go to bed, especially, you don't want anybody attacking your offensive troops. You got to be active if you want to make offense. I mean, if you're only logging in, a couple of times a day, real quick, somebody could attack you. And if you have like a bunch of axes while you're sleeping, it's game over for you because they're easy to kill. They're offensive troops. But before you go to bed, if you send your axes out to however long you're going to be sleeping, that'll keep them protected from, attacks. Unless it's a noble attack. You wake up and your village ain't even there anymore. But nobles are the slowest. So it'll take a long time for people to noble you. Unless they're right next to you. Even then, let me look. Yeah, right next to him, it takes 35 minutes from a noble to get next door. This is a guy I beat up, and I started farming. I catted his whole village down to nothing but pits and a warehouse, and I was just farming the shit out of him when I started. Same way with one of these villages down here. I think it was this one. There was another guy in there I beat up and was farming forever. And he had a lot of points, and nobody else was really messing with him. That was great farming. I told a couple other people I've been farming them, and then they were like, "Oh, I want to noble that village." That's what this guy did. I want to noble that village, Caribou. Okay, well, I'd rather, I said, well, I'd rather a tribe member noble him than, somebody else. This Sir Bladesworth guy, or this guy was kind of aggressive in the area. We put together an op on Anuros. Let me show you the forum. This one. There's a post about Mr. Jolly. And I need to edit this. I didn't edit it yet. I've been keeping track and crossing the stuff out. I put this together for Held On, this op. When we first started, we knew his troop numbers, posted it there, posted this, and the people that were claiming it. Here, let me edit. Cross this one off. Let's see, what else? This one here, J-Style, he's supposed to be taking these last couple of ones. Let's see, cat farm by all. We'll put that in bolds, and then we'll do that for these other shitty villages that nobody wanted to claim. I don't even need to say that because it says it right there. Let's just post that. Yeah, let me set the other up on the, what is it, the Anuros up? The hell? Or what is it called? The What War? Yeah, that's what it was called. Or maybe not. That's not it. Huh. I don't know. Yeah, that was the first op I put together. I don't know where it went. Yeah, I'm reviving them. Just chill. I got another hour. I got things dinging. Yeah. Have an extra. The requirements to build an academy require you to have a level 20 headquarters, a level 20 smithy, and a level 10 market. However, I like to make my markets level 20 because the extra merchants is very handy to have. You can move resources from place to place. Okay, so now I can educate my fourth noble. It takes him 2 hours. So my paladin will be revived. I'll have my last noble. I will send the first 3 as soon as my paladin is alive. My first 3 will take 3 hours and 43 minutes and 36 seconds to get there. So this isn't a game where it's not an exciting streamable game. I guess if you're watching, it's kind of exciting, huh? Like and subscribe. Do you like Tribal Wars better than 1 Hour One Life? Yeah, I was kind of bummed about that. My wife told me she logged in to get some rubber, and she was born to somebody else, and they let her die like a bunch of times in a row, and finally she spawned in town, and she went to go find them, and they were like running from her, didn't talk to her. And she told me that the truck wasn't there either, so somebody took my truck, and kind of discouraged me from even logging back in, especially since I've been busy doing this stuff. Travel Wars is a fun game. You know, you don't like 1 hour one life. It requires constant attention. You know, doing stuff constantly. This game here, I can chill more. You know, I set stuff up to happen, and then you gotta wait for it to happen. You know. We got trades happening. My paladin found the book. Yeah, I know that. Thanks for all the notifications. Let's delete those. This is all battles. Let me look at this. So he's not building any more troops. He's got no troops in his barracks being built like the last village was producing swords. Now he's not producing swords. Look at all the resources. Holy shit. I should go get those, huh? Let me see. Let me see. So why don't we just send our attack now with the 3 nobles. So we'll send 5,000 axe and 2,000 of these guys. And we'll send one of those, of course. And we'll send our rams for why the hell not. And our noble. Click attack. And then we're going to add an additional attack. And we will send 200 axe, a scout, and a noble. And then we'll add an additional attack. Oh, I forgot. It takes those away. So do it again. 200, 200. One scout, one scout. Yeah, we'll send one of those each too. That looks cool. So we'll send that attack. Now, if you notice, I got the landing times, the arrival times will be at server times. This is the server time down here. 3:12:11 hours, minutes, seconds, and then it has milliseconds. Each noble attack is exactly 1 millisecond apart. The biggest attack will happen first, and then 1 millisecond after, and then 1 millisecond after that. You'll have axeman, a noble, and it'll drop the loyalty down. Hopefully it could drop the loyalty down to 0 with just 3, and I won't have to send my 4th. But when my 4th is ready, I'll be able to send that with 200 axemen as well. Cool. Don't even need to wait for this one because, I killed all his troops. The plan was to rebuild them here where my biggest offense is. If I look at my troops, my biggest offense is here. And that's where I want my biggest offensive paladin. That nuke I just lost came out of this village here. Now I have to rebuild it. Luckily, in this village, I got my barracks almost maxed out. My farm is maxed out. My pits are maxed out. I got some work to do on the stable, but axemen are more powerful than light cavalry. And cheaper to make, too. So I don't mind my stable being a little, under-leveled. I'm in no big rush. Like, if I was in a big war right now, I'd want to, get these maxed out so I could pump the troops out fastest as I can. But so far, just doing what I'm doing has been working pretty good. So I'll have 9 villages here shortly. I get a 10th village, I can get another paladin. Obtain at 10 villages to unlock this slot. You start off with 1, and then you get 3 villages, you get your second one, and then you get your third one when you get 5 villages. Your fourth one when you get 10. And as you see how many you need to unlock the others. Once you have 100 villages, you got your maximum paladins. And you level them up with XP. Like Sprinkles right now, she needs to start training. Let's click on her. She's level 17. Once you get to level 24, then they're badasses. Their maximum level is 30. You can level them up even more, but they don't learn any new books. Once you learn 24, you can learn all 4 of these. If you have 4 boiling oil books in your inventory, these books, I got 2 of them, that they'll be ready whenever she gets to level 24. I'll be able to learn. And these make a huge difference. Your wall makes such a big difference in battles. It's important when you attack, you want to use rams. And when you're getting attacked, you want to have your paladin have boiling oil to stop their rams. Like if they have 4 books, you should have 4 books to negate what they're going to do with their 4 books. As you see in, let me see this report of this battle. I had 328 rams that got the wall down from 20 to 0. And the rams, and you could say, well, can't you set the catapults to bash the wall down on attacks too? Catapults use 6 people instead of 5. And what the catapults do, they do it at the end of battle. The rams do it before the battle. You send an attack, the computer calculates your rams and your offensive strength before the battle happens. Then it does the calculations on the deaths or whatever, and then it calculates if you have any damage with the catapults. If I would have sent catapults, that only would have happened after the battle, and I wouldn't have been able to cut down very many of his buildings because most of my catapults would have died in that account and in that attack. That one's got an academy. There's no market? What the hell? Oh yeah, there's the market. Level 12. I like to get the market to 20. You get the market to 20, you get 110 merchants. See, all my merchants are busy right now. They delivered goods to Plain Donut, so I can make that village overview, so I can make that noble. Tribal wars. So, really not much to do right now. I gotta wait for the attack to see what I do next. Like right now, I'm just gonna get this village and I'm gonna try to rebuild my troops and build my new villages up. I got this village is new and this one is new, and then I got another crappy village that's new. I got these ones that I had, that one and this one that I've had. These two was my first two that I took. I gotta finish those. And then I gotta get these little crappy ones up a little higher. This one's a new one that I just got. I called it the apple fritter. It's building a lot of defense troops. I figure I'll need some extra defense in this area, so plus this is one of those all resources are 30% bonus village, so it kind of has a glow to it, and everybody can see that it's a bonus village and knows that it produces more resources than normal villages. So it's a juicy target if anybody wanted to hit it. That's why I'm making defense in it. I got this defensive strategies I used. I had two of them. Well, actually, I got when I took the village, and I had one used, and I had another one in my inventory, so I stacked it on there, because it says you could stack it up to 5 times. It'd be nice to have 5 of them, get 10% defensive power permanently for swords and spears. I used a noble booster reward, or whatever you want to call these things. You get these in the events. It was a Halloween event, and it's gone now. They have like travelers, and they have these iron events and stuff that you do that you can win these boosters, and it says, the sword booster. If you use it, you get a buff for a day. This one here increases your stable production. Still got a gold war effort that I haven't used. I like to save the really good ones for when I have more villages. I didn't want to use them right away when I only had one village. I think after I take this, I might use it. Because I could use a boost to build, that's for sure. I probably won't publish this video for a day or so. Maybe I'll stream tonight after I exit this. But yeah, this is a cool game. Tribal Wars, y'all. Tribal Wars. This is the tribe leader of my tribe, Haldon. Let me open that in the regular thing because I can't see. There's fucking exported reports into tribe chat. Oh, wait a minute. Group chat. Where's this village? Bjorn Moose. Oh, Haldon's right above him. Yeah, I tried playing this on the like in the Steam window, but it drove me nuts because I couldn't open multiple tabs or go back. I'm so used to playing this on the browser back in the day, but we used to play it on Opera browser because Opera had this special way that you could set up to only press the letter T and it would send an attack and switch to the next tab. So you would just go T T T T T and it would send 4 attacks real fast. That was before they have this automatic add additional attack things. We used to call them T-trains. Send the T-train. Or you could send fake T-trains. Or cat trains. Cat trains are fun. Here, I'm going to send some cats up to this guy up here. Speaking of which... Let me see. Last attack. He's got a farm. Let's send some shit up to his farm. Alright, so... we'll just send them all. I don't need them. Don't need them for... Oh, actually, I do need them. So I'm going to send that other noble. So, 250. Yeah. And we'll send them 69 of these, too. Um, 20's good. And farm. There it is. Send attack. That's going to hit in 6.5 hours. That's a long time for catapults to go from down here all the way up to this red cluster up here. Right? I was attacking them from this chocolate village. I've been making catapults in here. Let's make some more swords. Swords are the best defensivemen you can get. There's their general defense against axemen. And if people attack with swords or spears, that's foot soldiers, they are 50 against. Against light cavalry and heavy cavalry. Oh yeah, this also includes, their defense against the rams and the catapults as well. Cavalry defense is just against the light cavalry and heavy cavalry. They don't fight scouts. Only scouts fight under other scouts. Like scouting has its own calculation system. You gotta send more than twice the amount of the of your attacking opponent to get a good look on their village or some shit like that. But anyway, so this is their numbers, 50 and 25. And spear fighters are 15 and 45. So they're better at the cavalry, but not as good at the general defense. You know, you send a lot of axemen and catapults in to attack, rams and stuff. These swordsmen aren't very good at defending. Or spearmen. The swordsmen are better. But they're more expensive and they take longer to make. They take a lot of iron to make them. I got a little discount in this village, but usually they are 10, 30, 50, 30, 30, 70, and 60, 30, 40. And these are for offense, these are for defense. If you look at your axeman stats, they got a big offensive strength. Or one villager each. Offensive strength. Not good at defending. Only 10 and 5 at defending. Don't use these to defend. They die easy. You'll want to use them to attack. And you also want to use your light cavalry to attack. They got a good offensive strength. But they take up 4 apiece. These ones here, they're a little bit better to attack with. They're good with defense. Not as good as... They're similar to swords, but because these take up 6 villagers for 200, having 6 swordsmen would be way better than having one of these. If you were trying to use your farm space wisely, you want to stack swords and spears. But if you're getting attacked constantly and you're, trying to get your troops out to defend as fast as possible, you want to have these timers constantly running. All 3 of them. You want to be making catapults to defend with, because catapults, they have a, attack value and a defense value. See, you can attack with them and you can also defend with them. But they take up 8 villagers. That's the well, besides nobles take up 100. But besides nobles, these ones take up the most. Catapult or rams take up 5. 5 of your farm space. You're limited to farm space. You can't just make a whole bunch of something. I'll make a few more of these just to get the timers running. You want to keep the timers running. And we'll make some more cats. So you got 9 hours here, 3 hours here, 1 hour here. These timers only appear if you have your subscriptions, your premium subscription active. See? Premium account. It's 200 a month. This one's another 200 a month, but you don't really need it unless you have a whole bunch of villages. Even then, you really don't need it with a whole bunch of villages if you don't mind doing things manually. This is very important to have. It's only 30 points a month. And these ones I like to have active too if you want to spend the extra money every month to get the extra 20% production, which helps a lot. There's a lot of people that actually do it. So it's not like I'm paying to get an advantage because a lot of people get this. So it's like you're paying to be competitive. This is what you do if you wanted to buy some. See how much they cost. It's a fun game. And what I like about it is it's chill. And I could watch, other videos, or I go do other things around the house, and it's like come and check on it, see what's going on. If I got my villages, check my reports. Let me move all these into my little battles folder. All the battles I've had. See, the first one I've ever had. I joined October 3rd. So now it's November 3rd. I've been here exactly 1 month. 1 month, and I'm about to get 10 villages. This guy's village was named Pooh. So I scouted him. And I said, oh, I can kill those guys. And then I attacked them and killed those guys. And then I was like, hours later, so what you got in here? Anything good? Oh, look at all those resources. You got resources in here and no troops, so you're not rebuilding? You know what happens then? Let's see. Where's the Pooh at? What happened? This one, right? Yeah, there we go. So then I send in my LC and start collecting resources. over and over. 50 at a time. It was right next to me. I had 100 there. See all these resources I got? It was like a 10-minute trip for my 100 Light Cavalry. He had a really good clay pit, timber camp, an iron mine. Very similar to mine. So he rushed to build up his pits, and he didn't make enough troops to protect himself. So I wiped him out, and I just started taking all his stuff to make more troops and build my village. Because I could build my village better than him. I can build my army faster. I sent 50 there and cleaned up almost everything he had. I left these. This was what I left. And this is my carrying capacity. Just farming them. Farming them. Farming. It has a different name there because, like I said, my caribou wanted to noble my farm. This was my farm too. But eventually this was going to happen to this guy because once you grow too big, you can't attack the people much smaller than you. So eventually I wouldn't be able to farm the guy anymore. So yeah, he wanted to noble that little village. He could noble the little village. I had my eye on bigger targets, you know. I like nobling those 8,000 and 9,000 point villages. Like it's got to be like 3,500 at least before I'm interested in wanting to noble it. Sometimes I'll noble littler villages just because it's part of a tribe op. Like this Mr. Jolly up here, I nobled this chocolate donut was his main village, and it's like 9,000 points. But these were also his villages. Like this one and this one was, you know, not very big, but I nobled them anyways because they were near the one I wanted. Plus, he had a lot of villages, and not many of the guys had nobles able to conquer the villages fast enough. He had like 14 villages when we started the op on him. And then later on, I noticed that this one wasn't being taken, and I wrote some mails to the person that had it claimed. Caribou had it claimed, and then he told me he was saving it for somebody else, so I messaged somebody else, and they said I got busy and you can have it, so I took this one too, but I didn't really want it, but I'll take it before, you know, somebody else takes it. I don't want an enemy in there. And, you know, all the other guys are having a hard time getting, like J-Style, he's having a hard time flipping these villages he's had locked forever. I messaged him and I said, you know, make sure you don't let him rebuild because he's active. He's logging in. He's putting defensive troops in queue, you know. He attacked us with a little bit of offense that he had, which is kind of sad. I mean, it was nothing personal. He wrote to me, and I was like, you know, nothing personal, but you can't just do your own thing here. You're part of a tribe. It's tribal wars, you know, not personal conquest. You know, your whole tribe is involved in a war with people, and they're asking you to help support them, but with defense, if you have defense, if you have offense, or we're asking them to, you know, help attack a target or two, and he didn't do any of that. He just was noble and shitty barbs all around them. That's not how you play this game. That'll make your neighbors mad, and you'll get opped on. So don't do that. You want to be part of the team. We're all trying to, you know, have fun, conquer villages, do these battles. It's exciting to, you know, spend a week building troops and then use them to attack another person's village. And once you launch it, you got 10 minutes to cancel, but after that 10 minutes is gone, you know, it'd take, 4 hours to get there. And you just got to wait. And the anticipation of wondering what's going to happen. Is my guy's going to kill him? Is he going to get support from one of his tribe mates to kill my offensive attack called a nuke? We call them nukes. He's going to kill my nuke. You got multiple villages of defense in one village. It's called a stack. I got an enemy attacking me. Send me some support. Stack my villages in the front line. And once you get stacked, like if my tribe sent support here and I built, a nuke in this village and this village, and I attack, people up here, if they attack back, I would have support in these villages to kill their troops. Tribal wars, not personal conquest. The village I took from him, he used a bunch of these those bonuses that I showed you where I had the improved saddles. He don't have improved saddles here, but he's got a lot of the other stuff. Weapon master. He's got all 3 of the pits, the barracks booster, the workshop booster, the market booster. Maybe I should use my saddle booster in here. Improved saddles. Yeah, we'll use that one in here. It'll have all the villages boosted. There we go. Improved saddles. It's a good village. It's got a lot of allies around. And I've been making my own defense in it. I got a little bit of offense in it because it does have an academy, and I used it. I used it to make a noble and send a noble attack at this village when I was trying to conquer, because I had 3 nobles down in my main village down here, and I sent it up there, and it didn't flip it, so I made a noble up here and used that one to conquer with. Same with these ones. Back when I first took this village, I sent 3, and then I was making them out of here to take this one and then this one too. I think. Let me see. No, I sent 2 at it for 1 attack. And then when those... I took these villages at the same time. And then I sent 2 more when they got back. I was hoping to flip them both at the same time. This one and this one, they're right next to each other. And I was sending them from my plain donut. This one here. So from here to here, it took a while. And I had 4. And I sent 2 to here and 2 to here. And waited them from both to come back. And then I spent another 2 and 2. Hoping that would be fast enough to flip them. But it didn't. So I made a couple of nobles out of here. To finally flip them. train Coffee. He turned level 10. He getting to be a big boy. Donuts and Coffee. We got to get him up to level 24. So they gain XP by either using them in fights or training them. It costs resources to train them. Now, to get the most value out of your resources, you always want to train them for the shortest time. Unless you're going to bed, and then you can, spend a little bit more to keep them in training all night, because you're not going to be getting awake to every 2 hours to train them. But if you're active, every 2.5 hours, you want to train them like this. Because spending 600 for 10,000 XP is way better than spending 8,000 for 27. That's not even three times as much XP, but it's more than 10 times the resources. See? Like, if I was to get 30,000 XP, it was only going to cost me 1,800 of each resource instead of 8,000. So you always want to do it for the shortest time. It rewards your activity training these guys, and you want to train them. Their buffs make a huge difference in battle. You could use these battle buffs that you get to make your guys better with a 5% buff or, a 15% buff for the gold ones, which are really rare. But their buffs, 30% buff. 30% buff. So it's like you're adding 30% of your army 3 times onto your army when you're attacking. 30% more troops. If you have you're attacking with 3,000 axemen, it acts like you're attacking with 4,000 axemen, It's a big difference. You want to get your paladins with their books read. This one, and this one primarily. I mean, most people really don't use the catapult to attack, especially if it's a village that you want to conquer. Because why would you want to fucking bash down the building that you want to own? You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to bash down a farm unless the guy's fighting back hard and he's getting stacks and stuff. You really don't want to destroy the villages you want to conquer, so you don't really use this much. Neither with this either. I really don't like to put my extra books in here. You need to read at least one so that you can activate the next one, because when he gets to be level 16, I'll be able to read the books. He'll be able to read the books at this level. And then when he gets to be level 24, he could read the books at this level. But right now, he can only read the books at this level here. I like to put my green ones in this one and this one, because you're constantly wanting to be making troops and using them. And recruiting is important. Recruiting speed, so you max out your barracks and your stable and your well, you don't have to max out your workshop. You only want your workshop to level 2, so that you can make cats, but they make them way faster than you would want to have them. 2's the highest that you'd want your workshop. So this one and this one I'm not too worried about. This one and this one's very important for the wall. And yeah, having persuasion's a good one too. Especially if you have a village that you use nobles with, but not attack from. This is good when you have multiple villages, because sometimes you could send in, 3 noble attacks and flip villages with this. If this is maxed out. And you got one of those noble boosters active. This is important. This is important. This one, and this one. Not so much this one or this one. Not so much this one. Or this one at the beginning. Paladins. Let's see, what else can I teach, show, explain? Not really sure. So yeah, that's what happening. That's my Tribal Wars progress. That's what I've been busy doing. That's why I haven't been streaming 1 Hour One Life or anything else. I've just been chilling and playing this and, doing some other stuff. Maybe I'll stream some 1 Hour One Life a little bit later. Explain what happened on the stream. Alright. Alright, thanks for watching, y'all.